Hi guys, cinematic recap here. Before we start, warning. Spoilers ahead. Today, I'm gonna explain an American drama movie, called Marriage Story. The movie begins with the narration of the characters as husband and wife in the movie, Charlie and Nicole Barber. The two explain all the things they love about each other's daily life. First of all, Charlie narrates that Nicole is a former teen film actress who easily makes others feel comfortable with her. She really listens when someone speaks and knows very well what to do in dealing with family matters. She grew up in Los Angeles around actors, directors, movies, and TV, and is very close to her mother and sister. She is also a very good mother and very competitive in raising their son, Henry. After that, Nicole narrates that Charlie is a successful theater director in New York City who owns a theater company where Nicole starred in a play. He is undaunted, never letting other people's opinions or any setbacks get in the way of what he wants to do. He is also a very neat and independent person in his life. However, it turns out that the couple is currently experiencing marital problems and decides to see a mediator for their impending divorce. Apparently, their previous narrations were the exercise given to them by the mediator, hoping to encourage them to remember why they fell in love in the first place. When the mediator asks them to read the letters, Nicole is too embarrassed to read hers aloud and decides to forego the counseling. They have agreed not to use lawyers and simply go through mediation for their convenience to their son. Both of them currently live in New York City, where Charlie is still directing plays in his theater and Nicole stars in them. One time, Nicole is offered a starring role in a TV pilot in Los Angeles, so she decides to leave Charlie's theater and temporarily live with her mother in West Hollywood while taking Henry with her as well. Meanwhile, Charlie still stays in New York, as the play is moving to Broadway. Later in Los Angeles, Nicole's co-worker recommends her to get a family lawyer and refers her to Nora Fanshawe, a highly skilled attorney. Nicole then gradually tells Nora about her love story with Charlie. She is a former well-known actress in Los Angeles, and during her trip to New York, she fell in love with Charlie and began starring in small productions, bringing people's eyes to his theater which they built together. However, she feels that she has been neglected by Charlie lately and he always rejects her latest ideas and desires, like she is no longer in their relationship. She also suspects that Charlie slept with Mary Ann, the stage manager of his theater company. Soon, Charlie flies to Los Angeles to visit his family there. Upon arrival, he reveals that he has won a MacArthur Fellowship grant for his directing. On the other hand, Nicole declares divorce by asking her sister to give Charlie the divorce papers. Therefore, Charlie is very surprised since they have previously agreed not to use any lawyers. However, Nicole thinks that their divorce will go easier this way and tells him to find a lawyer for himself. The following morning, Charlie meets with Jay Marotta, a brash and expensive lawyer who urges Charlie to fight dirty. Because of that, Charlie is afraid of him and decides to return to New York without hiring him. Back at the theater, Charlie receives a call from Nora because he has not responded to the divorce papers. She urges him to get a lawyer in the next 30 days or risk losing custody of Henry in court. Not only that, Nora also says that her side will claim all his assets. Therefore, Charlie rushes back to Los Angeles and starts looking for a lawyer. However, Nicole and Nora have met with most of the lawyers in Los Angeles, preventing them from representing Charlie in court. Fortunately, Nicole's mother advises him to hire Bert Spitz, an empathetic and retired family lawyer who favors a civil and conciliatory approach. Bert reminds him that since Henry was born and attends school in California, the courts will see them as a Californian couple. However, an unyielding Charlie repeatedly insists that they are only staying in California for the time being, and that they are still a couple living in New York, so Henry should live in New York. Afterwards, Bert suggests him to get an apartment in Los Angeles so they can look better to the court. That night, Charlie decides to take Henry for the second round to a Halloween party shortly after he leaves with Nicole, even though he is really tired. After the fun, Henry says to Charlie that he enjoys living in California. Moreover, he accidentally spills that her mother wishes to live in Los Angeles and not move back to New York because her show became a success in the city. Thus, a confused Charlie calls Nicole and angrily interrogates her. Nicole also reveals that she hacked his email and learned of his extramarital love affair with Mary Ann. At Bert's suggestion, Charlie rents an apartment in Los Angeles to be closer to his family and strengthen his custody case. Eager to avoid the court, Bert arranges a meeting with Nora and Nicole. At first, Nora emphatically argues that Charlie refused to respect his wife's wishes to move back to Los Angeles and that Henry would rather live with his mother than fly back and forth between cities. During the break, Charlie discusses with Bert privately. Bert advises him to drop his New York residency altogether, including his plays in New York, but Charlie refuses and fires him instead. On trial day, Nora and Nicole are shocked when they see Charlie has hired Jay using the first payment of his fellowship grant. In court, Nora and Jay argue aggressively on behalf of their clients, which leads to a series of character assassinations. Nora highlights Charlie's past infidelity and emotional distance, while in response, Jay exaggerates Nicole's drinking habits and threatens criminal action for hacking into Charlie's emails. Because of that, the judge decides to appoint an expert evaluator to meet and observe both Charlie and Nicole. The next day, Nicole visits Charlie's apartment as the couple is disillusioned with the legal process, hoping to have a good talk. However, a friendly discussion turns into emotionally vicious argument. Charlie initially accuses her of lying about being unhappy with him, while Nicole claims that he is now fully merged with his own selfishness because he literally cannot see beyond himself. Their argument ends with Charlie unintentionally telling Nicole that he wishes her dead. Thus, he breaks down in tears and apologizes, and Nicole comforts him in the end. Afterwards, Charlie tries to decorate his apartment before the evaluator comes to his place tomorrow, while Nicole consults with Nora about her drinking habits. Nora prepares Nicole for her meeting with the evaluator by explaining that although dads can have some leeway, moms are always expected to be perfect. Later, the evaluator comes to observe Charlie all day. After dinner, Henry asks his father to do his trick using his pocket knife. Because he is nervous about being observed by his evaluator, Charlie accidentally slashes himself with it, causing the evaluator to feel uncomfortable with him and decide to go home. After she leaves, he tries to heal his wound, leaving him lying on the kitchen floor. Soon after, Nicole with her family and friends are seen celebrating her new home in Los Angeles. By then, the couple has agreed to relax their demands and reach an equal agreement to finalize the divorce. However, Nora manages to negotiate slightly better terms for Nicole so she can stay with Henry a little longer, even though it's actually against Nicole's wishes. A year later, Charlie's play enjoys a successful Broadway run, while Nicole has a new boyfriend and is nominated for an Emmy Award for directing an episode of her show. Charlie comes a visit and informs Nicole that he has taken a residency at UCLA because he has taken a directing job in Los Angeles. He also says that he will be living in Los Angeles full-time to be closer to Henry. Not long after, Charlie unintentionally discovers Henry reading Nicole's list of things she loves about Charlie, which she wrote down during the earlier counseling. Henry asks Charlie to read it aloud to him, and Charlie does so. He then bursts into tears after getting emotional as Nicole silently watches both of them from afar. After the Halloween party that evening, Nicole suddenly offers if Charlie wants to take Henry home for the night, even though it is her night for custody. Obviously, Charlie happily accepts her offer and walks out to his car with Henry. At the same time, Nicole tells him to wait and runs back to him, tying his shoelaces, and they eventually part ways once more. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.